This is Computer Science 1213, Introduction to Computing. This video is concerned with typecasting, and it's one of two videos. This video is related to Model 2 that shows an Alice program that you're to program in and then associated questions with it. I've got the program up on the screen, and I want to show you, talk to you a little bit about how this program was put together. So the first thing you need to do is set up the scene with three individuals. You can pick whatever size, whatever person you want. I just quickly picked these three. Then I went over to edit the code and I put in these 10 variables. I just used the control called variable down here at the bottom, and I started putting them in just right off the page that you have in your handout. Setting up these with the appropriate numbers and these with the strings, just one after the other. And then I started my code below this with a do in order. And what that does is it encases your code so you can copy it without a big hassle. So I did the do in order, and then I put in the first line. I did a do together control, put in the next two lines. Notice this MTH person, more than half person, is the one that was selected when I did this first set of code. So over here on the left, I would pick the MTH person. So if I'm going to do the say or the turn or the move, then I'm going to use this person first and then drag these over. Now on this one, this is an assign statement, and you can't copy an assign statement and then edit it to make it work. I don't know why, but you can't. So when you get ready to do the assign statement, and let me just do it again. I'm going to take assign, I'm going to put it up here, and here's the MTH, and it's got this arrow, and then it asks, what are you going to put with it? Well, what I want to put with it is ceiling to integer, but that's not one of my options. So what I'm going to do is start with a 1. Once the 1 is in there, I can click on it, change it, and where it says decimal to whole number, one of my options is ceiling to integer. And the other variable is more than half, which shows up here because it's a decimal variable. So I'm going to click that, and now I've got this line made. And that's how you make that line. Now on this one, this say statement, I'm going to have the MTH person say something. Well, when I drag this over, prefix is there. Oh, but I want roundup. Roundup is there, but I don't have this other part. So once I pick roundup, I click on it again, and I go down here, and it shows me roundup plus something else. And what I want on that is MTH, which if I look back here in my definitions, it's a whole number. So what I'll do is I'll click on the roundup plus a whole number, and there's my MTH. So now I have that developed. That's how you get there. Then what you can do is take this first do in order that you wrote, right click on the edge of it and copy it to the clipboard. Then you can drag it from the clipboard and put it down below and edit it Go ahead and delete that. So there's a lot of changes for this middle part because it doesn't need near as much. But this half person saying, we already went through that, how to do it. You do the same thing on this say right here as we did up above on this one. And then this is an assign, so you'll have to do this from the control. It's integer half, which is right there, and we'll just pick 1. And then from the 1, go down to the decimal, the whole number, find round integer, and put in half for the other part. And you've got that done. And then if you copy this top do in order again down here, then you're mainly changing some of this stuff in here to make it work, but you'll have to do the assign as a new line. You can't just change, you can't change the first argument. So then let's run it. I'm going to pause it here and make it big and start it again. So here we go. Number 7.8 spins up after rounding up. My number's 8. My number's 7.5 after rounding. My number's 8. My number's 7.2 after rounding down. My number is 7. Pretty cool stuff. And there's the program. Now on the back of that page there are some questions that I think you can answer, except for maybe the last one. And the last one says, what is a typecast? And the answer is that a typecast is when one type of variable is set or, quote, cast to another. So there, now you have that answer. And that concludes this part of 2 parts for typecasting.